Gaura Hari Ram, Hari Ram, Hari Ram, Gaura Hari
Sorry. Everyone for this very special evening. I know it's a weekday, a lot going on. Many devotees are here. We're very grateful. We are blessed to have very wonderful explanation of His grace, Radheshyam Prabhu. Prabhuji did not like and he very strictly said no introduction, especially devotees. So everyone knows.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Still like to welcome Prabhuji to ISKCON Management. We cannot fathom our good fortune. So let's wholeheartedly welcome Radheshyam Prabhu. I love you, chanting.
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopi Jaya Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopi Jaya Yamuna Tiravanakari Hare Krishna, हरिनाम संकीर्तन की, अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमा ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Welcome all of you. Sri Rupa Goswami Pad, after giving all the 54 principles of devotional service, he gave in summary one very important verse, which I will request all of you to repeat after me. Okay? Please all of you repeat. Sadhu Sangha Nama Kirtan, Sadhu Sangha Nama Kirtan, Bhagavat Shravan, Bhagavat Shravan, Mathura Vasa Shri Murtira, Shraddhaya Sevam. He said these are called 5 potent forms of devotional service. Sadhu Sangha means associating with saintly devotees. And Nama Kirtan means chanting of the holy name. And Sadhu Sangha, Namakirtan, Bhagavat Shravan, hearing of the Srimad Bhagavatam. And Mathura Vas means either residence in Vrindavan or making your home into Vrindavan. And Srimurtira Shraddhya Sevan, worshipping the deity form of the Lord. So these 5, he says, are the most important out of these 64 items. Most potent forms of devotion service. So many places I travel, I speak on each of these items for a whole lecture, but today I won't do that. All the items are very important, but I will speak on the first item, which is Sadhu Sangha. So there is one verse about Sadhu in the Bhagavatam 3rd canto. Generally, as soon as you hear the word Sadhu, you think he must be like a brahmachari or a sannyasi wearing a saffron dress with a, attire of sadhu. You generally think like that. But Prabhupada gives a definition that sadhu can be anybody. It can be a small boy like Prahalad, 5-year-old boy. Any of these children can be called a sadhu, provided they fulfill the criteria of a sadhu. Similarly, a woman can be considered a sadhvi. She is also a sadhu, provided she is a mother like Suniti, who could bring the best out of Dhruva. There is, Dhruva is the same person, but Suniti brought the best out of him, and Suruchi brought worst out of him. Correct, no? Similarly, Karna, Krishna was trying to bring best out of Karna, but Duryodhana brought worst out of Karna. You can see that. So, inside all of us, there is an angel and an animal within us. We have to bring up the angel and drive out the animal. So, the angel is like Hanuman. An animal like tendency is like Ravana. Or angel like behavior is Pandavas. Animal like behavior is Kauravas. So angel like behavior is Sevavrati. Animal like behavior is Bhogavrati. Correct? So all the Shastras are there for what? To increase our Sevavrati and drive out our Bhogavrati. So when Sevavrati becomes 100%, you go back home back to Godhead. But right now there's a mixture of both. So there is a good tendency, there are bad tendencies in us. So sadhu is one who brings out your good tendency in you. And what good tendency is not ordinary good, it's ultimate good. Because sadhu is one who directs you to God. Like Suniti directed Dhruva to go to forest and meet Lord Vishnu. Correct, no? Similarly, Narada directed Prahalad in the womb of Kayadu, isn't it? To go approach Lord Vishnu and become a pure devotee. You will see that. Vidura directed Dhritarashtra to approach, go to the forest and meditate on Lord Vishnu and attain perfection. You can see that. Narada directed Prachina Parishad, who was stuck in simply doing karma kanda rituals. He made him become a serious devotee, go to forest, you will see that. So this is one criteria for a sadhu. Sadhu is one, it can be a woman, it can be a man, it can be a small boy, it can be anybody. If anybody is able to kindle that inspiration in you to approach the Lord and become a devotee, that person is a sadhu. This is the primary lakshana. Swarup lakshan we call it. Mayyananyena bhavena bhaktim kurvanti ye dridam madarte tyakta karmanaha tyakta sajana bandhavaha madashraya katam rishta shinvanti katayanti cha tapanti vividastapa naitan madhyata chetasaha. In this way there are 3 verses. There is one more verse. Ahetuki yavyabhita ya bhakti purushottame. Lakshanam bhakti yogasya nirgunasya udahritam ahetukyavabhita ya bhakti purushottame. These 3 verses clearly tell us what a sadhu is. It says, Mayyananyena bhavena. Ananya bhav means, anya means something else. Ananya means, what do you think it is? Ananya, not something else. Only Krishna. Sadhu means one whose mind is always fixed on Krishna. Like Draupadi, when she was in danger in the forest, when Durvasa came, she immediately thought of Krishna. When she was in Asat Sabha being disrobed in the public, she called Krishna immediately. You will see that sadhu means their mind first will run to whom? Krishna only. Mayyananyena bhavena bhaktim kurvanti ye dridham. They do dridha bhakti. Madhapte takta karmanaha. They do all their activities for me. He says. So these are all Swarup Lakshanas till now I have told you. The Tatastha Lakshanas, the secondary Lakshana is explained in one famous verse. You all can repeat after me. Titikshava, everybody. Karunika, Surda Sarvadehina, Ajata Shatravaha, Shantaha, Sadhava Sadhubhushana. These are the decorations of a saintly person. Who is saintly? Titikshava, very tolerant. When Srila Prabhupada was in Bombay, in the very early days of Juhu temple was coming up. It was still a thatched cottage at that time. One man told Prabhupada, Swamiji, you are an old man, you are struggling here. I will take you in my car, don't worry. You can sit in the front. He said, my back side of the car is fully filled with luggage, but you can sit in the front seat along with me. Prabhupada was thankful to him. And the man said, anytime you give me a call, I will come and pick you wherever you want to go, I will help you. But the only problem was, when Prabhupada would sit next to him, in between him and Prabhupada, there will always be a big bulldog sitting in between. And the dog will be always, as that will be showing that the Prabhupada would turn around, the dog will be very close to him, then he will turn around. The Prabhupada was tolerating, because there was no other facility for Prabhupada. He had to tolerate. Similarly, when he came to America here, in the fridge, the Sally Agarwal used to keep meat in the same fridge, they used to keep potato, tomato, everything. Just tolerated. Tidikshava. Karunika means very compassionate. He is so compassionate that he crossed the ocean with a couple of heart attacks. He came to New York and showed compassion to the most degraded people at that time, hippies, who were into counterculture and everything. So like Shiva shows compassion to the Bhuta, Preta, Pishachas in the Shmashan, in the graveyard. Similarly, Prabhupada came to the Bhavani, which was also like that. Very degraded people, he showed compassion. Karunika, very merciful, very compassionate. Nityananda showed compassion to Jagai Madai, like that. Karunika. Surya Sarvadehina, well-wisher of all living entities. One day Prabhupada was giving a lecture. There was a caterpillar moving in the temple hall. Prabhupada took notice. He stopped his lecture and told the devotee, bring one leaf from the garden. He picked it up and told the devotee, leave this fellow in the garden, he will enjoy that. He said. Otherwise, if he is moving in the temple hall, he was jumping like this, going like the temple hall. If some devotee comes running, he will become chutney under his feet. So Prabhupada said, better put him in the garden. He said. So Surya Sarvadehina, he is very compassionate to all creatures, even a small worm also. He didn't neglect even such a small creature. Ajata Shatrava. Actually, such a personality does not consider anyone his enemy. Once Prabhupada, one fellow wanted to come and meet him, on Randy or somebody. He had long jata from the head to the feet. The whole body Randy's body was sandy, full of sand and dirty, and didn't take bath, body was stinking. Nobody was allowing him to meet Prabhupada. Prabhupada told them, don't worry, call him. I think you want to ask some question. Maybe he'll become a devotee. Call him. So he was brought to Prabhupada. Then that fellow started yelling and shouting at Prabhupada. Immediately devotees dragged him and took him away. And Prabhupada said, he was not at all upset. He said, maybe, why should he suddenly be angry on me? Maybe I must have scolded him in the previous life, so he's calling me back. He was telling, Ajata Shatrava. He never considers anybody his enemy. He always thinks that maybe not today, he's not in a good mood. Another day, if he comes, he'll become devotee. He thinks like that. Ajata Shatrava. Shantaha means one who is completely satisfied and does not hanker for anything. For Prabhupada, you take him in a Rolls Royce or you take him in a bullock cart, no difference. Basically, he will say, take me to a program, that's all. So Prabhupada has set a very high standard of how we should be. When I came last time to America, somebody had sent photos to India, and one devotee asked me, so Radheshyam Prabhu, these days you are traveling in Tesla car? I said, I don't know which is Tesla car, I have not seen. Said, how can you say you have not seen, you are traveling, we have a photo? I said, I don't know. Then they said it opens like Garuda, like that. I call it Garuda car. You know? So I told him, take me in a Tesla car, take me in a Maruti car, take me to program. So where we learned this from? We learned from Prabhupada only. Prabhupada never cared what opulence you provide him, but we should be fixed on doing service. Correct, no? So Ajata Shatrava, Shantaha, Sadhava Sadhubhushana. So every one of you sitting here, you have an opportunity to be counted as saintly person. Whether whatever gender you may be, whether whatever age you may be, everyone. So that means if you become a sadhu, then you can also give association to others, and how you give association, that is also explained in the Shastra. A sadhu is one, Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, a sadhu is one who gives faith in Krishna in the hearts of the living entities, who gives faith in the holy name, one who awakens love for Krishna in the heart of the jivas, one who destroys ignorance and illusion. And sadhu is one who makes the living entities peaceful, calm, cool, collected by gifting them the mantra, Maha Mantra, Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. So in this way, to remember, how will you remember what all I said just now about sadhu's gifts? You know very well, we sing in the song. We say, Prema Bhakti Yaha Hoite, Avidya Vinasha Jate, Divya Jnana. These are the duties of a sadhu. If any of us want to become truly sadhu or sadhvi, want to become Divya Hriday Prakashito, in the heart of the jivas, we should awaken transcendental knowledge. And we should awaken Prema Bhakti. And we should do Avidya Vinasha Jata. Means Avidya means ignorance should be destroyed. Just like this bulb, if you switch on the lights, the darkness is dispelled. So dispel the ignorance, like Arjuna was crying, Krishna dispelled his ignorance and enlightened him with transcendental knowledge, isn't it? And he made Arjuna very peaceful. And in this way, eventually Arjuna became confident and fulfilled his duties, isn't it? So a saintly person is always moving from place to place. And that's one verse which says, all of you repeat this. Janasya Krishnad, Vimukasya Daivat, Adharmashilasya, Sudukkitasya, Anugrahayeha, Charanti Nunam, Bhutani Bhavyani, Janardhanasya. This verse says, when living beings turn away from Krishna, then they become adharmashil. When they become adharmashil, then they get sudukkitasya, they suffer. Like you turn away from the sun, you see the shadow. Turn away from Krishna, we do religious activities. And by doing religious activities, we suffer. So what is sadhu's business? Sadhu makes the living entities turn towards Krishna. And when the jivas turn away from Krishna, he makes them turn towards Krishna. That is our business. So what is preaching? Preaching means making all living entities turn towards Krishna. They are showing their back to Krishna. We make them show their front to Krishna. Look towards Krishna and go towards Krishna. Instead of going away from Krishna, make them go towards Krishna. Like Prabhupada says, one blind man, he was running towards the ocean in the seashore. And many other people were catching his shirt behind a long queue of blind fellows. All were running towards the ocean. One man came and, he caught hold of this fellow and gave him a slap and said, "Hey, fool, you are running into the ocean and everybody will fall into the ocean." He made him take about turn and said, "Run in the opposite direction." Then he ran the opposite direction. Similarly, all the jivas who are turning away from Krishna and they were falling into the hell, you make them turn towards Krishna and go back to Krishna. This is sadhu's job. So in this way, a saintly person is one. Prahlad also preached to his friends and made them all into devotees. Correct, no? He purified them, uplifted them, made them all devotees. In the same manner, Narada has preached to Prahlad, he has preached to Dhruva, he has preached to so many others also, Prajna. So, these are the duties of a sadhu, a saintly person. Now, who is asadhu? That also is very important to know. Yeah, asadhu is one who is a doshadarshi. Doshadarshi means he always finds fault. Sometimes even in ISKCON you find some people say, like one boy came to our temple after the His Holiness Bhakti Brihad Bhagavat Maharaj was giving a Bhagavatam class. He said, Maharaj, if there is politics in the temple, what we should do? He asked. Maharaj said, in this temple, does Mangalarti happen? Yes. Yes, Maharaj. Is Narsingharti happening? Yes, Maharaj. Turusarti happening? Yes, Maharaj. Are devotees chanting japa? Yes, Maharaj. Are devotees doing Guru Puja? Yes, Maharaj. Sangadarshan? Bhagavatam class? Yes, Maharaj. Went on saying yes, yes. Maharaj said, why don't you take advantage of all this? Yes, Maharaj. And he sat down. He didn't have anything to say. So many good things are there. Why do you see the bad thing? One small bad thing. So Doshadarshi is one. Somehow or other, the Doshadarshi delights in only pointing out bad thing, false only. His Holiness Gaur Krishna Goswami Maharaj once came to Pune. He told one very graphic example which I can never forget. He said, imagine somehow a cat entered into this hall and went to one corner and passed stool, for example. What you will do? It is thinking badly. Immediately go there, take a scoop and take it out, throw it out, and throw some phenol or whatever, Dettol. So throw it in the place and clean it. Even if somebody comes and asks you, what is this? What are you doing here? You will say, oh, nothing, I'm just cleaning the place. Like that's how this, you will not talk anything about it. This is a gentleman, correct, no? On the contrary, imagine if somebody takes the stool and then he comes to all the people and says, please take a little bit, all of you see. The cat has passed stool. And as soon as people get it, everybody will throw it away and they have to go and wash their hands with soap. So if somebody is distributing cat stool, how foolish it is. This is what Doshadarshi does. He not only sees fault, he goes and distributes to others. Because come, see the fault, see the fault, see the fault. And everybody is very, feeling very disheartened. What is this? He has put some negativity into my ears and heart. He's a sadhu. He's Doshadarshi. Which Lord Krishna says in the 18th chapter, in this world, if you lit up fire, there is also smoke. You cannot only grow fire. But just because smoke is coming, Mataji cooking in the kitchen will not say that today smoke has come, we are not going to cook today. She won't say that. She will cook. Wait patiently. Only Prabhupada started ISKCON with a very good motive to spread the love of God. But some problems will be there. The material world is such that to put up a spiritual movement in the material world is not very easy. Some little here and there, because some people come with ulterior motives. They will create some problems. Little smoke will be there. But we should focus our attention on the fire. Because fire serves smoke troubles, correct now? So increase the fire and remove the smoke. They have one funkni like this, long one. With it they blow. You may not know because you I think you use gas stove or microwave one you use. But in villages they have tubular thing. They put it in the fire, they blow. More you blow on fire, what happens? The smoke disappears after that. So the more you focus your attention on the good will increase and the negativities will get nullified. But the Doshadarshi doesn't understand. He only focuses on smoke. He says, no, smoke is there, smoke is there. He keeps pointing smoke. In the same manner, he also does sadhu ninda also. Not only he criticizes the management or things like that, he also criticizes the sadhus also. Somebody who is sincerely trying to distribute books, somebody is trying to preach. Already people are so busy with their own job, with their family, with their own sadhana. Along with that, a devotee is making an endeavor to preach. Such a devotee should never be criticized. Making an effort, we should feel sympathy for the devotee. But one who is asadu, what he does sadhu ninda also. He says, I see this devotee has this fault, that fault. He did this like this, he should not have done, he should have done like that. He doesn't know anything. This kind of talks, he does like that. In the same manner, another thing is, he measures the devotee's value based on the external factors. Like, for example, he would say, this devotee is 15 years old. You are only 5 years old. Like that, somebody speaks based on number of years. You see, Gauranga Darshan Prabhu joined in 2007. As a brahmachari in this thing, GV. And when he joined, he was given, Gauranga Prabhu gave him one service. He said, we badly are in need of people to make mud blocks for building the huts. So 2.5 years he was doing mud blocks. And after that, many college students came for helping and all. Then Gaurav Prabhu said, right now there is a very great need for the deity department. You do Brahman service and you also lead the deity department. So he agreed also. Another 1 year, 1.5 years he was doing that. He was personally worshipping and he was doing that this thing. And then one day Gaurav Prabhu called him and said, many brahmacharis have arrived now in GV. They don't have a proper class. We want to start this Bhaktivedanta Vidyapitam. It would be nice if you can teach the course. He said, Puja, I am myself reading Bhagavatam. I have not completed. How will I teach? Gaurav said, whatever you are learning, you learn and teach. You read, make notes, and you teach. So he started making notes. One batch he finished 2 years teaching. So the second batch, when he was teaching, I went there to Bhaktivedanta Vidyapita. So when Gaurav Darshan Prabhu Swami asked, Prabhuji, you want to be a teacher? He asked me. I said, I am not coming as a teacher, I am going to come as a student. He got very shocked. He went and told Gaurav Prabhu, Radheshyam Prabhu is coming as a student, I feel uneasy to teach. Radheshyam Prabhu is senior devotee and everything. Gaurav Prabhu was very happy that I went as a student. Actually, I was at that time 48 years old. Before turning 50, I wanted to study Bhagavatam. By 50, I wanted to complete once Bhagavatam and once CC, once through. That's why 2 years I thought of spending there. 5 days in GV and 2 days in Pune. That's what I was doing. So Gaurav Prabhu told Gaurav Darshan Prabhu, let Radheshyam Prabhu here. It's very good. We were about 20 of us in our group. And I was the oldest one because others were like 21 years, 22 years, maximum was 25 years. I was 48. I was like a fatherly figure, double the age. Of course, every class he will give me the mic to comment also. I will give some comment. Or some other classes I gave also. But the point I'm telling you, when I went, he had made this overview in the computer. He had made the overview of different chapters. When I first saw this, I said, what are you doing? You should publish this, I said. He said, I have not yet thought about publishing, Prabhu. I have to discuss with Gaurav Prabhu, you are selling. And I told Gaurav Prabhu also, this is so beautiful. Whole world should benefit from this. And then when we have finished the course later on, then he started publishing the Subodhini guides. You will see that. All the guides, one by one, Canto 1 to Canto 12 has come now for children. He has made Gita tales, he has made Bhagavatam tales. How many books he has made now? So Gaurav Prabhu also understood that the hidden talent of Gaurav Darshan Prabhu started coming out, and he is not just like a maker of a very nice overview of books, but he is also a very good speaker and presenter. For me, more than all these things is good character. Very high character, devotee, genuine sadhu. Now, he might have joined late, 2007. There are many devotees older than him. But we should know that such people in their previous life might have done a lot. Imagine somebody did 80% in the previous life, and now he is your junior in your group. And you did only 30%, for example. We start from 31 and he is starting from 81. So I can't say he's junior. So, therefore, we do not know their past life. So we should not measure a devotee's advancement merely by the year of joining alone. Therefore, we say seen, it means seen years. You have seen many years. But you might have seen many years, many summers, many winters you must have seen. They have come and gone. But what is the quality of your consciousness? What is the quality of your behavior with a fellow devotee? What is your character? What are your engagements? What is your contribution? What is your conduct? What is your attitude? All these things matter a lot. You call someone a senior, like Prahalad, he's a 5-year-old boy, and it is said, Prajanam Pitru Vachala. He was like a father for the poor people, it is said. You may say poor people, 8-year-old people thought Prahalad is my father. Can you imagine? He's a 5-year-old boy. That was his consciousness. If one's consciousness is so exalted, anybody can take shelter of such a person. So, people who are asadu, they do sadhaninda, otherwise they do this doshadarshi, as I was telling you, or wrong judgment simply based on external qualifications or whatever. Somebody is, actually in the same manner, in ISKCON we are all given posts. Somebody is a HOD, somebody is a president, somebody is a GBC, somebody is a guru, somebody is sannyasi. See, these are all external designations given to us. But all of us should think that I am put in the service for coordinating, just for helping with the service. We should think. These are external should not be equated to our advancement. Our advancement is an independent thing. Krishna only knows that. So, in the same manner, he highlights the problem but does not give the solution. See, what is the difference between Kanishtadhikari and Madhyamadhikari? Kanishtadhikari points out faults and ridicules, whereas Madhyamadhikari points out faults and gives solution also. He says, you see, I saw you very tired in the morning, you were feeling very tired during chanting. I think you are not getting good rest. Prabhu, don't sleep very late. Sleep early, sleep before 10, have a sound rest, and then your chanting will be nice. I'm sorry to point out this. You are a good soul already. Who am I to tell you? But out of my affection for you, I'm telling you. It's for your good. I am also trying to sleep early and chant. Like that, Madhyamadhikari will speak in that type of tone. And Kanishadhikari, what he will do? If somebody is sleeping, whether he will laugh. Then he will tell everyone, hey, see that fellow sleeping. Like that. So he only delights in ridiculing. He doesn't want to see them improve. He doesn't want to see them grow. So, therefore, when we are, and also unhealthy comparison, is one who always compares devotees. See, we should never compare the devotees. Like you will see, every devotee should be treated like a flower. Like a jasmine flower may be small, but it gives great fragrance. Similarly, you will see, the sunflower looks so beautiful. Similarly, you see the lotus has so much honey. Every flower has some qualification. Every bird, cuckoo, it coos so sweetly. It's a sweet voice it has. Look at the peacock. It has got beautiful feathers to dance, isn't it? Similar animals, if you see horse, it can run fast, isn't it? Like a bull, it can till the land. Cow, it can give milk. Donkey, it can lift weight, isn't it? Dog, it can protect the house. God has given some unique ability to everybody, correct or not? So see that unique ability and appreciate it and go on in your life. Don't talk about, don't compare a fish to a monkey. Monkey can climb tree, but fish can swim in water. If you keep both of them and give a same subject, if you keep a tree climbing subject, fish will get F grade. And monkey will get A grade, isn't it? Swimming competition, if you keep, fish will get A grade, monkey will get F grade, isn't it? So don't compare the animals or birds. Similarly, don't compare the devotees. You don't say, I like this devotee more, that devotee is useless. He gives better lectures, he doesn't give. Don't compare, because Krishna is empowering different devotees differently. Imagine if everybody speaks the same way, everybody does the same service, then all the services go on. See, some devotees have taste for deity worship, correct or not? How many of you have seen people who are very fond of deity worship? Krishna has made them like that, correct? No? Some are fond of book distribution. How many have seen people mad after book distribution? Correct? No? And then there are devotees who are fond of preaching. Correct? No? Then there are devotees who are very fond of only one thing, cooking. You see that? Some devotee will go anywhere he has to play mridangam, he will be there. They are very fond of playing instruments like that. So why Krishna has made every devotee uniquely? So that the society can have diversity. When there are diverse talents, all services will be taken care. Correct? No? We don't have to compare. We don't have to say, hey, this devotee just keeps on doing kirtan. He doesn't know to give lecture. Don't say like that. Don't compare and say who cannot do what. Only speak about who can do what. Who can do. So this asadu is one, not only is doshdarshi or sadhaninda he does, he also makes unhealthy comparison. Making unhealthy comparison between devotees, comparing, contrasting. And also superficial qualifications, seeing them. These are all the tendencies. Now, we discussed about what a sadhu is, what a asadu is. So, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu tells Sanatana Goswami, Asatsanga tyagaye Vaishnava achar Sri Sangi Eka Asadu Krishna Abhakta. He said that if one has found out that somebody is asadu, one should abandon the association. One should keep away. And at the same time, one can respect even an ant. Is it not true? Then that way we should not disrespect anyone. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw Ramachandra Puri as an extreme critic. What is Ramachandra Puri would do? He would call the Vaishnavas and feed them double the quantity or triple the quantity of what they can eat. And they would say, no, enough. They would say, but he would go on putting prasad. And then devotees will think, prasadam should not be wasted. Let me finish it. After they finish, he will say, just see, these fellows are eating so much. Like that he will say. Actually, he only gave them so much. But he criticized. Later on, he started criticizing even Lord Chaitanya also. One day he saw some ants coming out of Mahaprabhu's room. He said, I think he must be eating a lot of sweets. Otherwise, why ants are coming? Like that he was telling. So, Mahaprabhu reduced his eating after hearing from him. And all the Vaishnavas, they were so sad seeing Mahaprabhu reducing his eating. They stopped eating. They didn't eat for a week. And then Ramachandra left that place and went away. After he went away, then Mahaprabhu ate normally and all devotees ate also normally after that. Everybody felt when Ramachandra left, you know how they felt? Like a stone has fallen off from their head. Like that they felt, it is said. So, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur in one of his songs, Amara Jivan, he says, one word he uses, Sajjana Varjita, he says. Sajjana Varjita means a person is abandoned by the association of devotees because of his this kind of ill treatment or hard-hearted behavior. So Ramchandra Puri teaches us how we should not be. So this is one lesson a genuine devotee will learn in life, how a devotee should not behave. Yeah. Now we are talking in Chaitanya Leela just now, how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu dealt with him. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not disrespect him. He respected him, offered him obeisances, and he did not talk ill of him to anybody also. At the same time, Mahaprabhu did not associate with him. He only respected him. Now, what is the meaning of association? Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur says association doesn't mean traveling in the same boat or bathing in the same ghat. That is not association. If two people are bathing in the same ghat, or two people are sitting next to each other and traveling in the same train or boat or bus, that is not association. Association means when you become vulnerable, you open your heart and express your feelings, your emotions to somebody, and they also respond in return. You are picking their emotions seriously. In this way, opening your heart and listening to a person and taking his words seriously and trusting his words, that is association. So here is the point. Many of you sitting here, you may have to work in office, and you may be living in an area where there may be non-devotees, those who are not devotees. In such cases, what you have to do, you may have to connect with people, professionally, like business-like, but you will not open your heart to them. You cannot take advice from them. Say, you go and tell, like say you are dozing in the office, for example. A man comes and says, hey, why are you sleeping in the office? You say, I got up very early in the morning. I got up at 4 o'clock. Therefore, I am feeling drowsy. He will say, why are you getting up so early? I get up at 8 o'clock. Why do you get up so early? So he will inspire you to wake up late. But if you tell a devotee, I am feeling drowsy in the office, first question he will ask you, what time you slept at night? If you say, I slept at 11 o'clock and got up at 4, he will say, Prabhu, you have to sleep. So devotees will give you a Krishna conscious advice. Whereas those who are non-devotees, they will give you, mundane advice, correct? No? So to whom should you trust and to whom can you open your heart? A devotee. But now I am going to tell you a very paradoxical situation. Like when we all talk about devotee, non-devotee, we generally presume that, everyone sitting here is a devotee. And the outside world people who are not coming to ISKCON and who are not chanting, who are not reading Bhagavad Gita, who are doing materialistic activities, they are non-devotees. Correct? No, that's what we generally think. We do like that. Now, even within the fold of devotees, there is one verse you can read in the Bhagavatam. Abhisandaya yohimsam dambam matsaryameva samrambi dinna drigbhavam savattik tamasam uchyate. In this verse, Lord Kapila is saying, there is also sattvic bhakti, rajasic bhakti, tamasic bhakti. So I will tell you what is tamasika bhakti, ignorance. He says, Abhisandaya yo himsam. A devotee can be a violent devotee. That means he can speak harsh to others. Haribol, come here. Like that, some people speak like that. Haribol, you are supposed to say very lovingly. Haribol, like that you should say. Haribol, you joyfully say or you angrily say? Some people use Haribol in angry way. Hey, Haribol, come here. Correct. Violent. Abhisandaya himsam. Dambha means a devotee is very proud. You say, do you know which year I came? Do you know what all I have done? You know, he has not done, I have done this. Oh, that guy, I only brought him. People speak like that, right now. So this is dambam. And matsaryam means para utkarsha asahanam. Not able to tolerate others' progress. Like sometimes a younger devotee is told to give Bhagavatam class. And somebody may be a older devotee, but because he is talking many political things, because he is talking controversial things, sometimes sitting at the asasana, sometimes he may speak certain inappropriate things. So sometimes a person is senior in age, but is not given chance to speak. But a junior is given chance to speak. The senior becomes upset. Hey, come here. You will call him to his room and say, why are you giving Bhagavatam? He will say, Prabhuji, I am giving Bhagavatam because President told me to give. Okay, President is telling you to give. That doesn't mean you should immediately accept. Immediately. You should humbly say, refuse to give. Because, seniors like us should give. How are you giving? No, Prabhuji, President very much insisted, that's why I gave this saying. So, this fellow feels that I am here and I am not given chance, others are given. So, this is Samrambi. Abhisandaya himsam, dambam, matsaryam. Samrambi means angry devotee. He gets very angry with others. He loses temper. Pinnadrik bhavam. He is separatist. He will not work with others. He will always work independently. So these are called as tamasika bhakti, he says. So even though somebody is a devotee, one is exhibiting these qualities, and that purport Prabhupada writes, such a devotee is not of good character. And one should not associate with him, but one can respect him from a distance. Then what is the meaning of not associating? Sometimes such devotees can catch you also and talk to you also. In case they want to tell you those things which I told you, like sadhaninda, dosh darshan, this kind of thing, they want to talk to you, unhealthy comparison and all. What you should do? You may say that, Prabhu, I am a new devotee, I cannot understand all that you are saying, and I have to go for my service now, please. I want to excuse myself. And you can push off, go for your service. Or you can say that, Prabhu, you may probably talk to the authorities who can help you with this. And I am a very small devotee, I may not be able to help you. Go to the authorities, you can say. Or you can say that, okay, Prabhu, I understand you want to express your thoughts on this. I have understood it. Now I have many things to do now today. I am pushing off now. Like that one should take off from that place. Because sometimes even the older devotees sometimes vent out their frustrations during their services in ISKCON. Because they want a place to vent out, and you may be a very new junior devotee, and they come and vent out to you. And that fellow did like this to me. They want to tell their story to you, which is not a very good story for you to hear. So what you should do, you should very politely take off from that place and not associate with them. So not associating with such a person means what? Don't sit for a long time and honestly open your heart and hear. Okay, go on telling. That's the most foolish thing we can do. I'll tell you one true story. In Pune, we have a group called as PDC group, Yellow Brigade. They were about 12 devotees. I had sent them to Vrindavan for this thing, one trip. Then from there they went to Harkipodi, Haridwar they went. In Haridwar they were taking bath in the Ganga. When they came out, there was one fellow who called them and said, hey, you are all ISKCON devotees? He said, yes. And that fellow said, I was also in ISKCON 30 years ago. Like that he said. Then he started telling a lot of blasphemy about ISKCON. So many things he said. And these devotees were very new. They said, no, ISKCON is good. We are from Pune, Radheshyam Prabhu is there. Hey, आप लोग बच्चे लोग हैं. There are kids. What do you know? I am there 30 years. I am telling you. I know ISKCON has this problem, that problem. And they didn't know what to do. So they were all hearing innocently. They heard him almost 1 hour. When they came back to Pune, their faces were dead faces. Completely. They lost all faith. See, bad association happens at 3 levels. One is at desire level, intelligence level, faith level. For example, you may have a pure desire to serve Krishna, but some friend may come and pollute your desire and make you develop a desire for sense gratification. You wanted to go to ISKCON temple, your friend may catch you and take you to a movie. That means you had a good desire, but friend has turned away your desire and they've taken to a dirty movie and then you got polluted in the mind. In this way, here is an example of somebody who made a person's desire get turned away. At intelligence level, you will see Ajamila, for example. Ajamila used his intelligence to even remember the shlokas and everything, But his propensity or attraction to that low-class woman was so great that his intelligence could not, he could not, it was not sufficient. His mind overpowered his intelligence. In that way, he got bad association. The third is a faith. You may have a great faith. For example, Kaikeyi had a great faith in Ram, great love for Ram, faith in Ram. She had given her heart. Actually, Kaushalya Ma loved Bharata very much. Kaikeyi loved Ram very much. The three co-wives were so intimate that they never thought it's my son or your son. They were so affectionate to all the children. But when Mantra came, how Mantra dealt with her? Mantra came to know Ram is going to be coronated. What was Mantra's problem? I'll tell you. Mantra had a hunchback, you all know that. And some people in the court palace would tease her for her hunchback. But she would want them, hey, you're teasing me, I will report to Kaikeyi. And people would fear. Because Kaikeyi was the most dear queen of Dasharatha, out of the 3 queens. Everybody knew that. He was attached to her. So some people had little fear. But now if Ram would become king, then Kaushalya would become favorite queen. So she went and told Kaikeyi, see, you will be treated worse than becoming a servant maid. Nobody will look at you. Like that she said. And that is how, Kaikeyi, who was very innocent and pure-hearted, she started thinking, really? Why do you say like that? He said, you don't understand. Right now you are beautiful, so king is attracted to you. But once Ram becomes king, Ram will become dear, Kaushalya will become dear, and you will be neglected. And then Kaikeyi became crooked after that. But Mantra's idea was what? If Bharat becomes king, she will become Rajmata. Come, who? Kaikeyi. Then I will be her servant maid. So nobody will tease me. That was her understanding. It's all arising from insecurity. So Kaikeyi, after hearing all these things, she said, but how, if king has decided Ram as going to be the next king, how will I be able to change it? Mantra said, first to understand the problem, I will tell you what to do. And then she said, yes, you tell me. She said, now you should go to the sulking chamber, which is the chamber for expressing anger. And you make your hair disheveled, remove all your ornaments and everything, and lie down flat on the ground, weeping. And king will come to meet you. And he will ask you, why are you crying? Don't say anything. And the king will repeatedly plead you, still don't say anything. He will fall at your feet, still don't say anything. Finally, he will say, oh queen, I will do whatever you say, tell me. Then you ask for 2 boons. All that she taught her. She removed her faith in Ram and replaced it with doubt and skepticism. After hearing all these things, you know what Kaikeyi said? Mantra, in your hunchback resides the sum total of all the diplomacy in the world. So once my son becomes the king, I will apply chandan to your hunchback. And I will offer necklaces to your hunchback. And I'll give you 100 hunchback servant maids to assist you. Like that she was telling. So much she changed, you can see that. The faith was destroyed by Kusanga. So out of the 3 I told you, desire, intelligence and faith. Which is the greatest loss? So in the path of bhakti, Shraddha is our Shraddha Mulya Shuddhanam Sehatete Bhikai, we say, no? So Shraddha is, what is the currency? In this song you heard this? No. Shraddhavan Jana He, Shraddhavan Jana He. Who is singing this? Nityan Prabhu. No? Nityan Prabhu is calling Shraddhavan. Come and take this Krishna Nam and go. Huh? So that Shraddha, we should not allow it to be destroyed by anybody. We should protect it. Our Shraddha is like a very tender creeper. And this type of people, asadhus, they are like a hacksaw. Huh? You take hacksaw can cut down even a tree also. Huh? A tree, if you repeatedly cut the hacksaw, gradually the whole trunk can be cut off, thrown off. So foolishly, we should not lend our ears to those who fill it up with poison of asat sangha. One should be very, very cautious and careful. Therefore, we don't disrespect anybody. We bow down to them, we respect them. But we don't honestly listen to their criticisms. We tell them that I am not the person who can help you with all this. You go to the authorities and talk to them. Prabhu or Mataji, please, I am getting very disturbed by hearing all this. So these fellows, they had heard poisonous blasphemy against ISKCON and leaders and everything. Their face was dead when they came. And they were all very cheerful and effulgent when they were going for the yatra. Why did they come back like this? When I came to know about them, I was somewhere out of station. I cancelled my entire program and rushed back to the temple, and one full day spent with them. I pulled out one by one all the questions they had and smashed all the questions to dust. At the end of the day, they were ecstatically chanting and dancing and had a big feast. They all became all right after that. So, because when doubts come, the doubts have to be plucked out, blown off. If we don't blow off the doubts, like Arjuna calls Krishna as Madhusudan, correct? No? Madhusudan means killer of demon, Madhu. So these people, if anybody criticizes ISKCON, I used to strongly get back on them. I would say that you're criticizing ISKCON, where are you living? You are living inside ISKCON, criticizing ISKCON. Do something good. If you find some fault in ISKCON, then you should you should criticize it or you should rectify it. You rectify it. See, even if a husband and wife have a quarrel inside home, they will not go and tell the neighbor. Will they go and tell everybody, see, we are quarreling, just come and watch? They say that. Even if you have some problem within ISKCON, we should try to resolve it rather than talk ill about it. So, in this way, one should respect everyone, including those who are blaspheming, but we should not associate with them. One should only associate with those who talk about Krishna, who talk about seva, who talk about holy name, who praise the devotees, who praise Prabhupada. And even if they find fault, their intention of finding fault should be to rectify. For example, if somebody is a spiritual guardian, like I am president of Pune Temple, I have given very strong classes for the brahmacharis and made them go for Harinam Sankirtan. I would tell them, what a shame. We are Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's movement. Why are we not going every day for Harinam? So I've got on their case very strongly. We are taking one attendance. At least two mornings we should go, brahmacharis. So when we are trying to find fault with our those who are put in our care, that is for actually improving the movement. That is why one should find out why a person is talking. Is his intention to help the situation? So what is the difference between a fault finder on one hand and on the other hand a person who is pointing out some mistake in a right manner? There are four main differences. The first thing is the fault finder, he delights in finding fault. And not only that, and also he doesn't go and tell the authorities, he talks to everybody. Therefore, people talk to everyone, they talk about others, but they don't talk to each other. You say, no? He doesn't go and talk to the authorities, he doesn't complain. And also, his intention is not to rectify the fault. His intention is to talk ill of the person. On the other hand, Madhyamadhikari is one. If he finds fault, he will keep it private. He will go to the authorities and say, Prabhu, I found this. I think this needs to be rectified. And then he will also make sure that what can be done further, how it can be rectified. So he will come up with some plan Actually, there is a difference between constructive criticism versus destructive gossip. So, asadu means destructive gossip, and sadhu means constructive criticism. Prabhupada also was very strong in many cases. He would tell devotees, you should do this, you should not do that. But the idea was, he refined the society more and more and more. He very vehemently condemned the condemned the Western culture and glorified the Vedic culture. But he lived amongst the hippies. He went and lived in the Bowery. And then the same people, same culture which he criticized, he lived in the midst of them and rectified it. And then he made them all hippies into happies. So, in this way, the Srimad Bhagavatam teaches us the very great importance of awakening our love of God through proper sadhu sangha. See, you will find that there is more emphasis given even in Bhagavatam on avoiding bad association, even before accepting good association. See, tasman naro sanga susanga jato jnanasine namoha harim tadikha katanashrutabhyam. See the first line, what is this? Tasman naro sanga susanga jato. He's saying naro asanga. First thing a person should give up bad association, it says. And then it says, then you should take good association. It says. Like that it says. There's another verse also. Sarvato manaso asangam. See, first asangam is said. In the beginning itself, one should give up bad association. Then he says, Adav sangam cha sadhushu. Then he says, you do satsanga. First you get rid of kutsanga. And then you accept satsanga, it says. Dayam maitrim prashrayam cha bhuteshwadda yatochitam. So this verse says, the very beginning he says, Tasman naro asanga susanga jato. Asanga means give up bad association. Susanga means accept good association. Teshu, ashanteshu, mudeshu, kanditatmasu, asadhushu, sangam na kuriyat, swacheshu, yoshit kridamrigeshu cha. In this way, Kapil also says what type of people should be avoided. So one who is disturbed in mind, teshu, ashanteshu, mudeshu, one who is foolish, kanditatmasu, asadhushu, one who is asadhu, sangam na kuriyat, don't associate. Yoshit kridamrigeshu cha, one who is a plato in the hands of a woman. Don't associate with such people. So he is giving clue on what all people to avoid. And then who is the sadhu? I told you, Titikshava, Karanika, Surya Sarvadehina, Ajata Shatrava Shantaha, Sadhava Sadhu Bhushana. So in this way, our scriptures are very deep. They are teaching us, on one hand, they are telling us the right thing. On the other hand, they are warning us of the wrong things. We should take care. We should remove the poison, that is toxicity, that has been put by several people into our hearts, and wash the vessel of the heart and then fill it up with the nectar of the glories of Lord and His pure devotees, the name, form, qualities of the Supreme Lord. And then our heart will become a residence of Krishna. That is the way. So some devotees are innocent in the beginning, and they sometimes lend their hearts to others and they suffer later. That is why I was telling, your community is a beautiful community. It's a growing community. It's going to become bigger and bigger over time. So just like Mahaprabhu said, Mora Mana Vrindavan, he said, my mind is Vrindavan. Of course, when you say that, you feel very happy. Oh, how nice it is. My heart is Vrindavan. But in Vrindavan, 21 demons come. Correct now? Correct now? Beginning with whom? Putana, Trinavarta, and Shakatasura, and all those. Agasura, Bakasura, everybody. So our community is also like Vrindavan, but demoniac tendencies can come into a community. We have to be very careful, and we have to remove those demoniac tendencies, and then keep the Vrindavan pure. And that's what Krishna does. One by one demons come, he finishes them one by one, so that all devotees will be protected. In this way, the community can be keeping Krishna at the center and strengthen our Krishna consciousness by proper hearing and chanting. That will drive away all the demons. And Srila Prabhupada had to tackle a lot of such things. In LA, there were people committing many innocent mistakes as well as blasphemies. One room Prabhupada went, they had kept Prabhupada's picture upside down. While cleaning the room, Prabhupada showed it, says, see, you kept my picture upside down. The devotee said, sorry. Prabhupada said, you're saying sorry, but there is some lack in attitude. Then he went for Charanamrit. one girl was preparing it, and then when they gave it, it was instead of sugar they put salt. Huh? Prabhupada was upset. He said, "What is this? You people have put salt in the Charanamrit." And one girl standing there was giggling. Prabhupada was not happy. They called the temple president. He said, "Don't put irresponsible people for this." Prabhupada said, "Lord Charanamrit is a very serious thing. It's a foot wash of the Lord. You properly do this." So like this, Prabhupada found 4-5 things. They brought the book from the BBT. As soon as Prabhupada opened it, the binding cracked. It fell off. Prabhupada said, "What kind of binding have you done?" Inside he saw they had just put, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, that's all. Prabhupada said, "Where is his divine grace?" They were not written. So Prabhupada said, these are all, some, what do you call it, offenses arising due to negligence of Guru. So Prabhupada said, devotees should be cautious. We should be cautious of Maya and conscious of Krishna. Both. Like Jadabharata was very cautious of Maya. And Prahlad was very conscious of Krishna. So there are two mistakes we do. One is offenses arising from omission, offenses arising from commission. Like you see, our Gajendra was in the previous life one Indradumna Raja, but he failed to offer respects to Agastya, who came, due to which that's offense of omission. He didn't do any harm to Agastya, but he omitted respect. So he had to become an elephant in the next life. On the other hand, Indra, he took the garland given to him by Durvasa Muni, he gave it to whom? Elephant. An elephant trampled on his foot. So that is offense of commission. Yeah. So in other case, when Brihaspati came to the court, Indra failed to offer him respects because he was busy in receiving respects. So that is offense of omission. Because failing to offer respects is omission. But allowing the garland of the Lord to be trampled on the foot of elephant, that is commission. So offenses of omission happen due to neglect. That's what Prabhupada said in LA. They are becoming neglectful. Ati parichayat avajnat, it is said. Familiarity breeds contempt. So we should avoid the offenses of omission and offense of commission also. Both we should avoid. In this way, who is a sadhu, who is a sadhu? It's very important to know. And we are discerning these two so that we can properly associate with proper souls. Every devotee has a responsibility to identify good souls and make friendship with them. And those people who will uplift you, they will polish the mirror of your heart. They'll bring you closer to Krishna. And we also don't have too much time also, correct? No, all of us lives are very busy. Just have 1, 2, 3 friends with whom you connect well. So you need some peers, you need some superiors. And both peers, superiors should be giving you an uplifting experience. Those who can bring you closer and closer to Krishna. If somebody is putting toxic things into your heart, you should run away. And you should say that, sorry, I have no time, already I am busy. And I don't want to use my time for such things. Correct, no? Somebody may say, but what if I am saying the right thing? How can you say what I am saying is right or wrong? First you hear, then only you will know whether right or wrong, they will say. You can say that I am not qualified to hear, go to seniors. Either we can say all this. So I am saying all these things today because our ISKCON society has become a very big society now. We have more than 1,200 centers worldwide now. It's increasing, number of devotees are increasing. Many communities are coming up. And if your community has to be pollution free and pure, these principles are very important for any healthy community. I can take 5 minutes question. Anybody 5 minutes, any question? I have to give this mic only or you have? Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji, for the wonderful class. So I have this question. I'm trying to frame the question like it's been bothering me from last many months. So a devotee is like supposed to be in the mode of goodness, right, Prabhuji? So these dealings in mundane world, like honesty, purity, and truthfulness.
Yeah.
I mean, like that is expected. Right?
Yeah.
What if they are not, up to those like truthfulness, honesty, and
In dealing in the,
purity in mundane world?
say for example, somebody is mishandling money in his profession, for example. And if the people in that profession know that he's a devotee also, then they will say he's a devotee, he's claiming to be religious and godly, but he's doing corruption. So then that brings the disrepute to ISKCON, Prabhupada, and our Hare Krishna, Sangha also. But people will say that as devotee we should be honest, correct, no? If you are not, then people will say that how can a devotee do this? People will say. So as devotees are moralists and also transcendentalists, both. So even moralists are following the laws of the state and everything. So how can a devotee not follow?
What if that corruption money is used for?
No, we don't want corrupted money for Krishna service. We want pure money, and we don't want corrupted money. Somebody says that I will loot some money and come and give it to Krishna. We don't want that. Actually, Prabhupada was telling his devotees, in some place they were trying to get petrol without paying. And Prabhupada said there was a Bala Yogi in America preaching. So his people looted a lot of petrol for their vehicles, and when it came out, the government of America sacked him and said he can never put his foot in America. They deported him or sent back. And Prabhupada said, just see, if you guys do some mistake, tomorrow then we won't be able to preach. And also good reputation will be lost. We don't want to take shortcuts in bringing money. Let money come by proper means. So some people say, I will break the four regulative principles and they'll get money. No, we don't need so much money. Actually, we need sincerely practicing devotees. Actually, if there are sincere practicing devotees, Krishna keeps on giving facilities. I was recently in Washington, D.C. They had a temple hall like this. Last time Ananda Mataji was telling that, this hall is becoming small. And they have been sincerely preaching and doing children program, everything. Now they got a big temple, you must have seen. They got a nice temple. Actually, Krishna is always eager to support his devotees' activities. We tell him, he is the one who sends us devotees. He is the one who makes temple and gives us. And Srimati Radharani Antaranga Shakti, if anybody takes shelter of Mahatmanas Mahampartha Daivim Prakriti Mashita, Krishna says, faithfully execute devotion service, how things happen is a miracle. Like myself, I am not a fundraiser at all. In Pune, we were in Camp Temple. The temple was becoming small due to so much of crowds of people. So we wanted to buy land, and who will give money for buying land? But then one old man landed in the temple. He had no wife, no children. He was alone. He had a Balaji deity. He gave us Balaji deity and said, you take care of Balaji, I will give my home in donation. And we got 1.5 crores. We purchased the land. And after the land, this one is Gopaksha Maharaj was my GDC. He said we have to make a temple in 40 to 50 crores. Then where will we go? And I am not a person who goes to people and asks for money. And I didn't have to ask anybody for any money at all. I was just going to various places and doing kathas only. Rajendra Moksha, Ajamil Katha, different kathas in different places. And everything fell in place. And now we have spent almost 80 crores for building the temple in Pune. And the beautiful temple is there, and ashram is there, so much facility. We have 50-room guest house, everything. My focus was never to increase these facilities. I was just preaching to youth, preaching to children, preaching to congregation. And Krishna sent the people. Over a period of time, things went on coming up. They were just popping up one by one. Guest house popped up, and this, everything came. So we have to trust Krishna's magic, and we have to align with his will. We should not try to take any shortcuts of corruption and other things for bringing money, because devotees should be observed by the people of the world as people of very high character. Any other question? Anybody else?
Prabhuji, how do we balance stay away from bad association in schools?
Yeah. In school, what you should do, as soon as you enter class, on the first day, you can design your association. See, there's a difference between designing association and default association. Default means whomever you stumble across, you make friends. That default association. Designing means, okay, many people may come to talk to you, but you don't make friendship with all. You look for people, just make an observation for a week. There are at least 10-20% of students who are pious in any class. Do you agree? In your college, at least 10-20% good people are there. Correct? At least. What about you? Actually, you are homeschooled. Correct? Na? Where is your brother? You go to school, right? So how much percentage of students you feel are at least pious and good souls you feel? At least 20%. So from that 20%, you choose two people. One who is academically sound, one who is spiritually inclined. This side you keep spiritually inclined, this side academically sound. Both will be speaking nice things to you. Academically sound boy will bring you good marks, and spiritually minded boy will talk about God. Correct? No? So, and then once you have these two people, the rest of all the boys are away from you. They can't disturb you. As soon as there is a free period, you take these two fellows and go to library. Study. Keep away from other people. Just have 2-3 good people. Is it possible or not? What do you think? You can make an effort to make friends. So now the friends you have, as per your assessment, are they uplifting or degrading? You feel the friends you have now in the college, in the school.
Somewhere in between.
Yes. So then what do? Never mind. Now you see from this angle which I am telling you now. Try to find out who are the people. Now, have you identified who are academically sound and also having good character? You think of some boy in your class. Are there people like that?
Yes, there are 5-10 people.
So you go and meet them one by one, catch them. Now find out with whom you can connect amongst them. See, if you show interest, they will also show interest. See, every one of you, you make one circle and put your photo in the middle. You draw a second circle, draw a third circle, like that, draw multiple circles. This is called the trust radius, we call it. Like inside, you have your photo, and the first circle, who are all there, you write down. Who are the people? Those who are affectionate to you, those who come and on their own talk to you. And you also feel some friendship towards them. And you feel it is good for you to connect with them. They're nice people. They are the inside circle people. Then the second circle people are also good. Like you said, they're fight and good boys. But you have not taken out time to go and spend with them. You are just watching someone from a distance. Correct? No? But they can be brought into your inner circle now by you are connecting with them. They're good to be friends with. Then there are third circle people with whom you may not be able to meet much. Just Haribol, that's all. We don't talk much more than that. And the fourth, fifth circle and all, there are people hardly we meet. We just see from a distance. That's all. So actually, we all have time limitation also. We can't have too many friends also. So the inner circle, the first two circle people are very important. We have to be very careful and choosy. And we can't afford to waste time with people who may, take us in a downward spiral. We have to be careful. All right? Yes. There's one here and one there.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, sometimes like this, okay, this is dealing with the material circle. It's sometimes easy, but when we are in the spiritual circle, sometimes it becomes difficult to deal with the other devotees. As a junior, sometimes we may feel the toxicity from the seniors, where we are not in a post and position and place. We are very junior, and we also that think that okay, I might commit offense. So, but we feel the toxicity.
So when you find the toxicity, several things you can do. One thing I told you, you can tell them that when they are trying to bring some toxicity to you, you can give some excuse of some seva and go away from that place. Correct, no? Prabhuji, I have to urgently go to bathroom. Go to bathroom. And go away from that. Correct, no? That's one possibility. If you say this 3 times, they will understand. Every time he tells me he has to go to washroom. Correct? No? Then they will understand he is not interested to hear as soon as they bring up. Correct? No? Yeah. And in case you have to connect with somebody who is your reporting authority, your manager in the same department, your HOD, day in and day out, you have to deal with them. And if they are bringing toxic, then what to do? Then you have to do emotional distancing, we call it. Which means whatever he says, you take like this and leave it like this. You don't take it seriously. Yeah. You can tell that person that, Prabhu, you have had some bitter experiences in your life from some people. That's why you are very hurt. In this world, the same person, some people glorify, other people criticize. You have seen that? Because it all depends on their experience. Isn't it? Like one boy is sent from Pune to Bombay. He went to Chowar temple and a Prerna festival day. I sent him. First time he's going there, and these fellows were coming out of the kitchen with a big patela of halwa they were bringing. Brahmacharis were bringing. And this boy was just standing in the middle of the doorway. He was saying, "Hey, Hajja," they told him. And he was like shocked. He's a very young boy. He was Hajja, they said. And he didn't attend the festival only, he came back to Pune. And he wrote a tearful letter to me, Prabhu, you told me to go, I went there. Hajja bol diya Prabhuji. He told me, move aside. And there too, they were saffron brahmacharis, they spoke to me like this. I don't know whether I was welcome or not. I said, it's a very good temple, very nice devotees. And next time he went 6 months later to the same temple. Then I called the devotees and said, hey, this fellow had a bad experience last time. Take care. Now this time they kept Rajabhog and everything ready. They fed him Rajabhog and they gave him sweets for eating, sweets for carrying. This fellow came back to Pune, wrote a 4-page mail to me. Prabhu, I don't know whether it is on earth or in Goloka. Such a wonderful temple. Huh? He completely changed his perception after that. Everybody treated me like a king. I got such an amazing treatment. You see. So, therefore, it all depends on our experience. So, it is possible to avoid toxicity. That's why we are talking about it in this class. How to avoid. There's one question, last question, Mataji, yourself. Loudly can speak, yeah.
So how do you run a self-assessment of yourself?
Correct, correct. Yeah.
I first need to know about myself,
Yeah.
know what my boundaries are.
Yeah.
How do you run?
So bringing good out of us is not a very difficult thing to understand. Say, you know what ideal devotee is, correct, no? How does ideal devotee look like? For example, ideal devotee gets up early in the morning, performs sadhana very nicely. And also, individually, there are personal values, interpersonal values, social values, spiritual values, 4 values. Personal values means honesty, integrity, truthfulness, simplicity, purity. All this is individual qualities. And interpersonal value means respect, tolerance, humility, you know, kindness, courtesy. These are all interpersonal. Then social means you think about the not only your limited situation, the whole world. You think about the cows, think about the little children who need to be trained, and think about the youths, and think about those who are suffering with social media and things like that. So you are thinking of how we can help the society. Then spiritual values means your relationship with God. So if anybody from morning to night, each of us, we all should be behaving in a way aligned with these 4 values. Correct, no? So the ideal devotee, how one should be, if you want to know, you can go to Chaitanya Charitamrita and read about Haridas Pandit, who was a pujari in the Radha Govind Mandir. Kaviraj Goswami glorifies his qualities so beautifully. He was Adoshadarshi, Sushila. He had such a very gentle behavior, and he would never like to hear any fault of any devotee from anybody. Pure hearted, and he was a very great. He was a grand disciple of Gadadhar Pandit. Gadadhar Pandit's disciple was Anantacharya, and Anantacharya's disciple was Pandit Haridas. So, in this way, if you read about ideal devotees in the scriptures, and also read the 12th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, 12 to 20 verses, Krishna says, who is very dear to him. So, Any devotee whom we encounter, are they bringing out some good qualities in us or they are degrading us? It's not very difficult to know. Like Duryodhana was degrading Karna. Like, on the other hand, Krishna was uplifting Arjuna. And we can clearly see what outcome came after Krishna gave his association to Arjuna. And same Krishna is ready to give association to Karna also. But did Karna accept it? No. They accepted a wrong association. So that was a degrading association. It's very easy to observe and understand. Shastras are having oceanic examples. Also, I am an early sleeper and I would like to sleep all of you also to sleep early because I always preach in my lectures early to bed and early to rise. I sleep by 8:30. Now the clock has to go backwards now. Srila Prabhupada ki thank you very much. Gaur Bhaktavinda ki Jivanam Prabhu has kept this group like a family, one family, all of you together. I saw the morning Zoom call also, and many are coming together and chanting, and a lot of activities are happening. I was greatly happy to hear about the way the Janmashtami happened. Such a grand Janmashtami, 2,000-3,000 people coming. And yesterday we had a very good program for the teenagers, right? Teenagers program. So many good things are happening. I was telling Prabhuji today, the goal of our ISKCON society is not to build very huge temples, but to make sure that our temples are serving the purpose of Srila Prabhupada, which is to preach, distribute books, increase the devotees. That's the real goal. I think Divyanam Prabhu and his good wife and 2 children, they are very good examples for all here, and they're setting a very ideal role model example. I'm very grateful to them. Very good.
It is our really good fortune, and we cannot understand our good fortune that we have the guidance, we have the love, we have the mercy of the pure devotee of the Lord. This Radheshyam love all over the world. We celebrating beautifully in line presenting the purest teachings of Srila Prabhupada and our Acharyas. And just in this short visit to US, he's very, very kindly compassionate to people, our